Yes, yes, yes. BMC Radio. We are live again. Big ups, Fred, for the last show. I am sound checking the microphones. We have a nice guest today. And of course, starting things here with a nice Brazilian tune called O Canto de Ossanha. Yes. Once again, BMC Radio, thanks for having me. My name is Tigas. This is the show called the Nakama Waves, and we are live here sometimes once a month, twice a month. And today we're going to be live here with myself and a very special guest, Poppy Daniels. And we're going to have a nice chat. Today she's releasing some music. An EP, and yeah, it's gonna be beautiful, so stay tuned. BMC Radio. Test, test. Microphone number 2. Yes, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in. This is the show called Na Calma Waves. Big up Hobbs, straight from Ipswich, England. If there is any Brazilians in the house, saudação a todos os brasileiros também. Começando aqui hoje com aquela bossa nova, aquele samba malemolêntico. Hello, hello. This is Ayrton Moreira com o toque da cuíca. E é isso. Um beijo pra Ana Maria.
Yes, everyone. This is a beautiful tune, a classic Brazilian tune called Consolação. And this is a release from Far Out Recordings, Agustin Pereira. I just came back from Lisbon this last weekend. This week I did a radio show there. So I'm playing a few records that I did a radio show there over there as well. So I hope you're enjoying. We're gonna play some Brazilian tunes today. And very soon we're gonna have here in the studio Poppy Daniels for a nice chat, and we're gonna talk about, her life, her career. She just released an EP today as well, so we're gonna play the tunes. So yeah, stay tuned here. This is BMC Radio. This is the show called Na Calma Waves, and we are live here from London. Yes, stay tuned, BMC Radio.
summer is coming, but it's still a little bit chilly outside there. Not quite yet. It's a bit cloudy today, but it's nice outside here in the garden of the pub Pacific Tavern, where the BMC Radio is. If you don't know this pub here in between Surrey Keys and Canada Water, it's a really nice one. There's a nice garden. So if you're around, come here, say hello, enjoy some tunes.
Pescador, não vá pra pesca. Pescador, não vá pescar. Pescador, não vá pra pesca, que é noite de temporal. Pescador, não vá pra pesca.
Yes, everyone. Thanks for listening. Thanks, Renatinho. Thanks, Gordon and Gillian.
Pescador, se vai pra pesca na noite de temporal. A mãe se senta na areia esperando ele voltar. A mãe se senta na areia. A mãe se senta na areia esperando ele voltar.
de areia branca. No Abaeté tem uma lagoa escura, arrodeada de areia branca, de areia branca, de areia branca. De manhã cedo se uma lavadeira pra lavar roupa no Abaeté, tá se benzendo do que diz que ouve. Ouvi a zoada do batucajé, oi do batucajé, oi do batucajé. O pescador deixa que seu filhinho tome jangada e faça o que quiser, mas dá pancada se o filhinho brinca perto da lagoa do Abaeté, oi do Abaeté, oi do Abaeté. A noite tá que é um dia, diz alguém olhando a lua. E na praia as criancinhas brincam à luz do luar. O luar prateia tudo, toqueira o areia. A gente imagina quando a lagoa linda é, a lua se namorando nas águas do Abaeté. Credo, puxo, desconjuro quem falou de Abaeté. No Abaeté tem uma lagoa escura, arrodeada de areia branca. No Abaeté tem uma lagoa escura, arrodeada de areia branca, de areia branca, de areia branca.
Yes. Hello to everyone in the chat. Thanks for tuning in. I can see we got quite a few people now. So yeah, Poppy is already in the house. We're gonna have a chat soon. We're gonna play some tunes soon, some of her releases, which is today. Woohoo! So yeah, stay tuned. We are live here until 3 p.m. today, and we are listening now Roger with the second album called Curiman.
Chega para somar, para viver. É bonito de ver lá do alto do céu. Eu vejo o mar e tem a de chegar, chega para somar, para viver. É bonito de ver lá do alto do céu. Eu vejo o mar. Quero ver chega, chega para somar, para viver. É bonito de ver lá do alto do céu. Eu vejo o mar. E quem é que chega, chega para somar, para viver. É bonito de ver lá do alto do céu. Eu vejo o mar. Yeah, yeah.
Quando eu voltar para o meu velho lar, para o meu velho lar, faz um tempão que saio em voltar pro meu velho lar, lá pro meu velho lar. Quem sabe que é bom, de certo iria amar o meu velho lar, amar o meu velho lar. Aquela saudade vai se
Yes, everyone. You are listening now a band called Soma Soma. They are from Bristol, UK. But funny enough, the guitar player and singer is Brazilian, but all the rest of the band, they are British. But they play this nice mixture of Brazilian music, jazz, Afrobeats, and it's a great vibes. And this tune is called Saudade. Saudade, translating could be, when you miss someone or you have this feeling of missing someone or something. And yeah, nice tune. Stay tuned here, because soon we're gonna have Poppy Daniels play some tunes here and having a nice chat as well. Thanks BMC Radio for having us.
Cigarro
chega, chega para somar. Para viver é bonito de ver lá do alto do céu. Eu vejo o mar e quem é de chegar, chega para somar. Para viver é bonito de ver lá do alto do céu. Eu vejo o mar. Chega para somar, para viver é bonito de ver lá do alto do céu. Eu vejo o mar e quem é de chegar, chega para somar. Para viver é bonito de ver lá do alto do céu. Eu vejo o mar. Falinha, uma ilha do governador. É Anchieta, Copacabana, Tijuca e Meia, vai daqui o meu alô. Alô, Rafinha, yeah, yeah. Jacarezinho, ia, ia. Botafogo, Centro e Abolição. Fala da boa, Santo Cristo. É pelo Rio que bateu meu coração. Eu já Andaraí, percebi que não tem jeito. Campo, Rocha, Cari, Grajaú e Madureira, Pirajacatubi, Anil, Estácio e Mangueira. Coisa igual nunca vi. O meu rio é de primeira. Paquetá, Vista Alegre, Maitá, Ipanema, Coador, Ramo, Jacarepaguá. Ei, é bom sucesso, é Realengo, Jua, Flamengo, Del, Castilho e Vidigal. Eu falei Vidigal, Vila da Penha, Riachuelo, Maracanã. O Rio é sensacional, sensacional. Fala saúde, Sepetiba, Vargem Grande, Guaratiba e Grumari. Olha aí, Grumari. Fala Bahia, da Guanabara, Canacara, o meu lugar é esse aí. Eu já Andaraí, percebi que não tem jeito. Campo, Rocha, Cari, Grajaú e Laranjeiras, Pirajacatubi, Anil, Estácio, Mangueira. Coisa igual nunca vi. O meu rio é de primeira. Paquetá, Vista Alegre, Maitá, Ipanema, Coador, Ramo, Jacarepaguá. Bora pra Paquetá, Vista Alegre, Maitá, Ipanema, Coador, Ramo, Jacarepaguá. Ei!
Hello. Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah.
Hello, everyone. This is BMC Radio, and this is the show called Nakama Waves, and we are live here from London, specific in between Canada Water and Surrey Keith. and we have here today Pop Daniels. Welcome.
Hello. Thank you so much for having me.
Let me put my notebook here so I can read things. So how are you, Poppy? Are you okay?
I'm good. I just released my EP today, which is now on Spotify for everyone to listen to, and Bandcamp and Apple and all the things musical. But yeah, I feel good.
Yeah, I can imagine like the feeling, when you're releasing your own music. So again, thank you so much for being here today, especially today, it means a lot.
Thank you so much for having me. Already I'm loving it, just sitting in the corner listening to your tunes. It's so wholesome.
Nice, thanks. So yeah, we're gonna have like a, just a nice chat here about, of course, your life, yourself, your projects, and so I believe there might be some people online listening that, especially Brazilians.
Yes.
I don't know if they know you yet. So if you can tell, who are you and where you grew up. And
yeah, so my name is Poppy Daniels, and I play the trumpet. And I'm from London, specifically south. It's technically southeast, but I think it's low-key southwest. But it's in West Norwood.
Okay.
So I just grew up around the area, and yeah, I went to school around there, which was like really nice, where I started learning how to play the trumpet, mainly because I was just really bad at academic subjects. And my dad is a trombone player, so they thought, okay, like, how can we get her into the world where maybe her brain is more developed in other areas? And because he was a brass player, he started teaching me how to play trumpet. And then from that, I ended up going to like CYM on Saturdays, and I went to Brit school, and then ended up going to Leeds College of Music, and then came back.
Oh, awesome. And we just spoke here in the before the show. I'm living now in Crystal Palace, so it's nice to know that you live in the area there.
Yeah, literally down the road. I was just laughing at the fact that I bumped into you the other day and I didn't recognize you. I did, but I was staring at you for so long that I thought maybe you thought I was weird looking at you, so I just walked away. Yeah.
So, as you said, so you ended up being a musician mainly because of your dad, or any?
Yeah, well, I think growing up, I just loved music so much. Like, I'd always be listening to like quite a lot of soul players, like Barry White and Stevie Wonder, Marvin Gaye, like so many of the incredible soul artists back then. And I just loved it so much. And my dad was a jazz musician, so he listened to more of the jazz side. And then from that, I basically had this massive obsession with Louis Armstrong, and that kind of what helped grow from my love from Louis into like the obsession of jazz with like Chet Baker and Miles Davis, Clifford Brown, Bill Evans, just like all the greats. And then that's kind of where my love for jazz started. It kind of grew from kind of actually listening to soul music, and then kind of slowly growing into like listening to more of the like jazz genre.
And do you learn from like school in here? Like, do you have already like music in school? And
yeah, so we had music lessons at like high school and stuff, and Brit school they had different strands, and I was in music, but at the time there wasn't really a lot of things that had trumpet on it, so I actually got put on bass and learned how to play the bass because they were low on bass players. So I was like trying to figure that out, which I wish I kept up. But when I went to Leeds College of Music, that's kind of when I properly started like studying it at more of an extreme level, which I really enjoyed. But growing up, I just had like lessons, like a weekly like trumpet lesson. And to be honest, my dad taught me quite a lot, and like we would just play a lot in the kitchen, and he kind of taught me the basics of like improvisation and like jazz standards and harmony, which was really cool.
It must be nice to have these, like, in your house, just so you can practice, especially with your families. And like,
I feel very sorry for my mum and sister having 2 brass instruments in the house. I think even to this day, if my sister hears a brass instrument, like her skin crawls because I think she gets so like triggered by it. But yeah, as a household, like they were very supportive, and our neighbours didn't complain, which was great. Yeah.
Well, and they won't complain now as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
And what was this like? If you remember, like, what's your earliest memory of performing somewhere, like for the first time, or like
I think
that you can remember? Oh, I did it.
Yeah, I don't know actually. I feel like because at the Brit School we did a lot of performances at end of terms, and they had this huge like not a music hall, but it was like almost like a venue within the school. But I remember when I was really young, I joined a band called Hester, who have like some of the most amazing musicians to this day. There was like, there's Gray, who is now in, oh my God, I forgot what that band's called. I think they're called like Woman or Womad. I need to double check. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry as well if you're listening. And then also Luke Boa, who is known as Salpa. And back then we were all quite young and we had this band together. And I remember like we were just kind of gigging around London. And I wasn't old enough, so I'd always have to go really early to get into these pubs and then just sit there for hours so that my ID didn't get checked, because I was younger than those guys. But we were just like doing gigs all around London and like east and west and south. And I remember that's kind of when I fell in love with the performing side of it and like wanted to do that as a living.
Do you remember more or less like how old were you?
I think I was 16 at the time. Yeah, I think I was like 16. And I guess that was doing more of the kind of like, not so much like big band stuff or like classical music. That was more like actually on stage and kind of doing it more as performing it with just loads of people, like kind of getting all hyped and stuff, which coming from like orchestra work and big band work, like I wasn't used to it. So I really enjoyed that kind of energy you shared with the audience. And I think that's when I was like, oh, this would be quite cool to do as a living. So yeah.
Okay. That's really nice. And you said a little bit, of course, about your influences in the past. And how do you see yourself and today? Do you have still like same influences, or there's something else now that you get inspired by? And
I feel like I definitely still have the same influences. Like in my house, I have a massive portrait of Louis Armstrong and Bill Evans next to each other. And it's quite sweet because my housemate, Nix, I went to music college with him and he loved Bill Evans. So it's quite wholesome because when we sit on the sofa having dinner, like Louis Armstrong's like up behind me and like Bill Evans is like behind him. So it's quite sweet. But I definitely have, I think with all the music coming out today and like, the UK scene and the scene in Brazil, and I think there's definitely more influences I have, but I do always go back to like Louis Armstrong
to the roots,
yeah, like Marvin Gaye, because for me it's just so nostalgic and the albums just don't get old. I feel like they've aged really well. So.
Yeah. Oh, that's nice. And all right, so growing up in London, and then How do you see this? After I'm gonna tell you like my perspective, but of course I'm living here for 8 years now. But how was it for you? Like, how do you see the music community in London, especially because the way I see now, I see so many musicians from here, from London, that are now like, becoming big names and touring the world. And how do you see this community and how it is for you to be part of it? And
I feel like, wow. I mean, I would say that for me, the community in London and what's been built here is really, really special. I feel like, I've been fortunate enough to go to so many different countries. And I think what we've built here is just such a supportive amount of like network in terms of having, communities like Tomorrow's Warriors and CYM and like Women in Jazz and like all these different areas alongside that have like helped pushed different musicians to achieve what they want to achieve, as well as like helping people create relationships with other musicians and like working alongside each other and doing collaborations. But I think for me, what I love the most is just that everyone is so welcoming, and you know, people aren't scared to take risks or maybe put out a genre or put out a specific sound that, you know, either hasn't been done yet or is kind of, you know, maybe not as commercial or something that people might not like, but everyone will still back them up being like, yeah, come on, you know.
It's nice.
So it's really beautiful. And I just think over the years as well, like everyone's kind of supporting each other and helped them like thrive and also helped them, you know, achieve their, you know, goals and dreams that they want to have. And I feel like other musicians are constantly behind each other, like pushing each other and supporting each other to reach those things. It's really nice.
Yeah, I found it nice. You know, of course, as I said,
Yeah, how do you find it?
I, coming from, you know, Brazil and with an eyes from outside, you know, I can actually see that.
Yeah.
You know, it's going to be 8 years now that I'm in London. And in the beginning, it was when I found about the whole jazz scene.
Yeah.
You know, I started going to, I believe the first jam session I saw was Steam Down in Deptford under the bridge.
Yeah.
I forgot the name, I think Match Pie something.
Oh, Matchstick Pie House.
Yeah, something like that, yeah. So I start going there with Leandro, my friend, and then I was like, wow, that's cool.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
then, of course, I've learned about, I was listening every day about Worldwide FM.
Yeah.
And then I think this was, at least my memory is not very good, but I remember this was like when I saw you first performing, that I can remember. It was in Brainchild Festival.
Oh my God.
The
yeah.
last one.
The last one before.
Yeah, the last that happened, because I think it was after that they didn't do it anymore.
Yeah.
I think it was 2018 maybe.
Yeah.
I cannot remember.
There was one, did you go to the one that was in 2000 and, I think it was 21? It was just after COVID maybe, or 22. Did you go to
Yeah, I
that
think
one?
it was the last one
Yeah,
they
yeah.
did. So I think that was my first memory I had, like of, I remember seeing you performing and then seeing you around. And then since
Yeah.
then I start seeing you play with a
Yeah.
few people.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
when I learned. And then of course going to more and more jam sessions and then learning about the artists, you know, from all around London, like just to name a few, like before, like Kokoroko and Ezra Collective and Blue Lab Beats and these guys. And I was like, wow, it's so much happening in London. It's so nice to see because they're all friends.
Yeah,
I feel like it, like you know, they're all playing with each other. And then sometimes, you know, sometimes I was on the Royal Albert pub for the jazz on Sunday. And then sometimes like, you know, just a musician, you know, they just turn up and play as well. I was like, oh, it's amazing. So I felt in love with this, and I'm still learning so much about it.
Yeah. No, it is just so beautiful. Like, because I just feel like everyone kind of helps each other and like, just like performs. Like, there's two artists that I love at the moment. I mean, I love them because they're also my friends. But it's Lox and Insight. And Insight was actually the first to like have his own project. And, you know, me and Lox were very inspired. I mean, I can't speak on behalf of Lox, although I probably can and he'll lead me. But no, like, you know, Insight started his own project and like Lox would play for Insight and I played for Insight. And then, you know, naturally I kind of had my own project and like Lox got his own project. And then it's like, you know, Insight's plays for Lox and like sometimes like I'll play for Lox. And it's that thing of like, you know, we're kind of all just there, like, you know, even though it's like a similar lineup, like the music's still very different in terms of all of our writing styles, but we're all kind of like helping each other, like then again progress and like lift each other's spirit up of like, and I just think there's something about that is just so beautiful and just how much I love it that, you know, everyone kind of does perform for each other and it is just nice because you learn each other's like styles and ways of playing. And, you know, like when I have my band, like honestly, when I try and describe the music to my musicians, it just sounds mental. I'll be like singing stuff and like screaming and then I'll be like, why don't you understand? And the first rehearsal was chaos. Whereas now, like if I try and describe something, because I really struggle to describe things because I'm severely dyslexic and my brain shuts off. But I have my own way of describing it. And when I do, like, you know, Lox will just be like, okay, got it. And like now we'll just, and I remember someone once who came in was just like, how did you understand that? And he was like, I don't know. Like it's just, it's just years of understanding, you know, people's movement and, you know, their kind of patterns and how they write and stuff. And I think building that with each other's, just building that amongst a community where, you know, we all understand each other's playing and stuff. I think, again, it's just really nice. it's just a great bunch of ducky eggs out there.
Yeah. Well done to you. You know, I even say to some friends in Brazil, I'm not even from here, but when I go and talk about it, I feel like proud.
Yeah.
Just to be now close to it.
Yeah.
You know, for example, for me it's nice I saw you playing some places, and now you're here in the radio with me. I was like, wow.
That's so cool.
You know, it's,
I mean, you're very heavily in the scene. Big ups.
We're working in that, but it's not. I don't think it's the same, But yeah. Anyway, we have a few more things to talk about, and of course, one of them is about your projects and your releases. But before that, let's just get a taste of it, right? Can we play one song?
Yeah, sure.
And
is
then
it Boundaries?
Yeah. Do you wanna just talk a little bit about the tune we're gonna play? It's called Boundaries.
Yes. So Boundaries came out as a single 12th of March, and it's also on the EP. And I wrote this song. I co-wrote it with my friend, and who's also a composer and an artist, and also the most fabulous human being ever, Ali Lloyd. We co-wrote this in real time. So essentially, in 2022 and 2023. There was just so much unfortunate events that co-aligned with each other, and I was really struggling and kind of, having to realize that, we all live with a lot of imperfections, and it was just trying to find a way to go forward and understand ways to grow and develop, to help better, ourselves with our own relationship with ourselves as well as with other people. And during this period, like, I would write all these different melodies and harmonies and stuff like that, and I went to Ali, and she kind of helped me write a lot of the compositions on the EP, and this was the first one that I released, and it was called Boundaries, and I'm very proud of it, and I love Ali so much. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy.
Well, big up to you guys. So yeah, stay tuned here because of course we have more music and more to talk about, and yeah, Pop Daniels.
Ooh.
Yes. So this was Boundaries by Pop Daniel. Anything else you would like to say about this tune?
Big up Locks on drums on this tune. He sounds amazing on it. But no, not so much more about this tune. I think where it's positioned in the EP, it's kind of like, it was like all kind of, you know, everything kind of happened in a timeline. So I feel really proud of it. And the song that I wrote before, which is called Alison, is almost a bit like a prelude for this tune. And yeah, the composition in that I'm really, really happy with. So if you check Alison out, I mean, you can check out the whole project, but also check out Alison because it's a really nice tune that leads into Boundaries. So yeah.
So big ups to Locks and
Ali Lloyd.
Yeah. Nice. And okay, so now we're gonna talk about, you know, your EP, your releases, and as I said, I'm quite happy about it because when I had the idea of inviting you to, you know, just come here and do the show, I didn't know you were like releasing the thing today.
Yeah.
So today is releasing day, people.
Yeah.
Congratulations to her.
Thank you so much.
You know, she's releasing this EP today, and for me, you know, it means a lot that you know, are here on the releasing day. You know, a lot that might be in your head now, but when did you start working on the whole project? It was like more or less same time, 2-3 years ago.
Yeah, so it was actually Adam from Jazz Refreshed. I find the story hilarious, and he posted about it today, so I feel like I can share it. Adam for ages kept, you know, asking me when I was going to start my own project because I've been playing with Jazz Refreshed for years with like Daniel Casimir and Blue Lab and, you know, like Isabella Burham and, you know, numerous of artists. And Adam was always kind of pushing me, being like, you know, get your project out. And I was like, oh, I don't know. So I used to go to Jazz Refreshed and I used to hide from Adam. I used to hide from him because he would keep asking me and I just would get so nervous about it. And one day there was a gig that I was doing there for Jazz Refreshed. And where the backstage room is, you kind of have to pass the toilets to get there. So Adam was kind of leaning up against the wall, like on the side, because that's where all the artists come in and out. And I saw him there and I quickly tried to take a beeline to go to the toilet so that I could avoid him. And then he literally looked at me and was like, I know you're avoiding me. Come here. I was like, no. Let's talk. And I was like, okay. And then he was like, you know, we've got slots at Brick Lane Jazz Festival and I'm just going to put your name on it. And I was like, and obviously that's an amazing opportunity, but I was so anxious. And he was like, look, that gives you 8 months to write and release, not release, but he was like, that gives you 8 months to write a set. And I then spent 8 months like writing music. And as I said, you know, when I wrote these compositions, it was when a series of unfortunate events were kind of happening. And I had loads of voice notes and memos of things that I'd written. And then I went to Ali Lloyd and, you know, we kind of composed this material together. And then I did the Brick Lane Jazz Festival gig and I was so happy with it. And then I just thought, you know what, I'm going to go and record it. So I actually have a lot of thanks to not only Ali Lloyd, but Adam from Jazz Refreshed, because if he isn't there pestering you, you're just never going to do it probably. And he is one of the biggest supporters in the community. I mean, the whole Jazz Refreshed family are the biggest supporters in the community. And yeah, I just want to say a massive thank you to them, really. They're great.
Oh, nice.
So, yeah.
So I guess, you know, that's the proof, as you said before, like people just helping each other, you know, make their goals become real. And
he really sees, you know, I think he sees all these different musicians and how much they, you know, help and input in other people's projects. And I think he basically then pushes these musicians to be like, well, what can you do for your own, you know, stuff? And, you know, Ali Lloyd actually is about to do her own debut set at Brick Lane Jazz Festival this year because Adam from
Is it starting today, right?
Starts today, yeah. And then Ali's doing a set on Sunday, and it was because, again, you know, Adam basically turned around and was like, right, we're going to put you on. So they're really great at basically just helping musicians start their own projects.
You're playing this year or not?
I'm not doing my project, no.
Okay.
But I will be at Cheltenham Jazz Festival this year and Love Supreme, which will be really fun.
Nice.
Oh, so that'll be really good.
And about the EP, I'm not sure if it's just the EP or the tune, one of the tunes I was reading, but something along that, you know, things are going to be better.
Yeah.
And you said a little bit about it but is there like any meaning behind it, like the whole EP, or like
Yeah.
a message that you want to put?
I think, you know, for me, it was like, growing up, I had this narrative always kind of being said to me, if it was like from friends or family members, and it was always that thing of like, you know, just keep going, like keep on going, like it'll be fine. And I think there's a bittersweet situation to that sentence, because, you know, it's that thing of like trying to push through and pretend like everything's okay when actually you're not okay. But at the same time, it's understanding that, you know, when you actually start doing the work in my instance, you know, doing the work to heal myself and get better in certain situations, like there was a light at the end of the tunnel, which at, you know, the peak at certain points I never thought there was. And I, you know, when you're kind of in certain situations, you know, you never really think there's going to be an end point. But it's believing that, you know, with doing small amounts of work and like knowing that you deserve the help that you do, and trying to just figure out, you know, how to engage in society and stuff like that, like there is an end and there is an end point. And, you know, it's not always going to be perfect, but it's just always understanding that if you're ever in a difficult situation, just to be kind to yourself. And the main thing is understanding that you deserve the help that you need. And by just understanding that, you know, it will hopefully get better. So yeah, so it's a bittersweet situation, but I truly believe that in my situation, like a sentence that I used to find so dismissive was in fact true in this scenario. And each title track of the EP was like named after something. When I had like an unfortunate situation happen, like, you know, if it was like a letter or a sentence or what someone said that really kind of triggered me and really upset me, like I basically took that to try and to feel more empowered, and I used that as the title track for each song. So each title of each song was actually about something specific that triggered me and triggered certain emotions, and what kind of started all this downfall stuff, and it's also started the healing process in myself. So it's so insane to see it now on people's stories and stuff. But yeah, I'm really
nice.
grateful for it.
Thanks for sharing the story behind it. I think, you know, it's what makes it even more special. You know, it's not just the music itself, but you know, the meaning behind it.
Yeah.
I think it's and one thing that of course caught my attention is the artwork. It's so nice.
Alice Bloomfield, she's amazing. I love her so much. I've known her, we've known each other actually years. Like we knew each other when I was 16. So it was during this whole like time when I was playing in the soul band. And obviously we both went to uni and went our separate ways. And she just blew up. Like she's huge. She does artwork for like Beavertown. I think she did some stuff like David Beckham.
Wow.
Like she's amazing. And I remember always thinking if I ever had a project, I'd love to ask her to do the artwork. And we follow each other in like stories, but we never really like chatted loads. And one day I saw she uploaded a post just saying like, you know, I'm doing commissions at the moment for people's album and artwork. And I just reached out to her and we went for a drink and like reconnected. And it was just so nice. And then she was like, yeah, I'd love to do your artwork. So I kind of told her my vision.
So beautiful. Like I was on the train coming here, just listening to, you know, the new releases, and then just, is it you? Or
It's actually taken from a picture ages ago when I was at 5dB doing one of the 5dB sessions.
So all of them?
No, just that one. But yeah, I was like listening to a record player, and I loved the way it looked, and I sent it to Alice, and I was like, is there a way to do this and kind of have those like demons and those negative thoughts and stuff like that as like a metaphor in the background? And I'm kind of trying to, you know, like block all of that out and just like tune into the music, and she was able to create that, and I'm just so happy with it. Big up Alice Bloomfield.
Well, there was loads more would like to talk to you, but we running out of time, unfortunately. But anyway, we will play one more song then. And do you want to talk a little bit about the 2 a.m.?
Yeah, so this song is called 2 a.m. It's the first track on the EP. It was actually one of the last tracks I wrote from the EP, even though it's at the beginning of the EP. But it was this kind of this track means a lot because essentially, you know, something really sad happened where like, you know, I just had this unfortunate situation happen. Nothing like too deep or anything. I'm making it sound more extreme than it was. But I remember it was 2 a.m. and I was looking at my phone and I just thought, you know what, I can't keep being in certain situations. And that was for me like a really pivotal moment of being like, right, I'm going to go get the help that I need. And, you know, I'm the common denominator and I just need to crack on and sort myself out. I'm going to get things done. I was like, I'm going to get things done. I'm going to record my music and I'm going to be nicer to myself and things like that. And this tune, even though it's the beginning of the project, it's definitely the one for me that I resonate with the most in terms of what really pushed me to the end point of being like, right, now I'm gonna get better. So yeah, this tune means a lot.
Wow. Well done. You must be proud of it. And once again, thanks a lot for coming here today on the releasing date. So people, go there on Spotify or any other platforms that you have and check it out, because today is the releasing day. The whole EP is out there. It's sounding amazing. And we're going to play now this tune called 2 a.m. And that's going to be it. Yeah. Because we have only 5 minutes left for the show. And after we're going to have here, what's your name again? Oli. He's going to keep things going here on BMC Radio. Shout out to BMC Radio Fem for having us in here. And yeah, do you want to say something else?
Thank you so much for having me, and big ups to Jazz Refreshed and Rachel Miller, who have just helped me push this. And of course, big ups to Ali Lloyd, and check her out. And I really hope you enjoy my EP, Keep On Going. And this is 2 a.m. featuring Alexa Nava on flute.
Nice one.
Thank you.
Big ups, everyone. Big ups, Poppy.